Welcome to Talk of the Bay. I'm Andrew Schoneberg, today's host and segment producer. Dr. Elisa Lagana is a natural psychic and a remote viewer. She's known for helping law enforcement agencies find missing persons and solve crimes. She's assisted in counterterrorism and prevention of mass shootings. Dr. Lagana has a strong track record predicting world events several months in advance. She's helped corporate and private clients around the world predict results in financial markets. And Elisa Lagana helps private clients realign and clear their energy to assist in their healing. And she's a resident of our local area. So, Elisa, what is remote viewing?
Remote viewing is the ability to pick up information or data at a distance. So perceive information at a distance.
When you're doing remote viewing, what sort of images do you see and or what do you sense?
You can sense pretty much anything. Being a trained remote viewer in a particular methodology, I usually go through a sequence. Mm-hmm. So I can pick up whether there are structures there at a site. So if I go to a specific site, mm-hmm. If there are man-made structures or if there's water at a location. So we go through the senses, the colors there. So pretty much everything, visual, tactile, if there are life forms there. Mm-hmm. It depends upon the target. So we have a tasker and a viewer. And
okay, so what do you mean by a tasker?
Most of the remote viewing sessions are created with an intention. Mm-hmm. So a tasker creates a target reference number, and that has a cue behind it. So the viewer is blind. The only thing that a remote viewer gets is a number, and the tasker has the information behind the number.
Like myself, and I'm sure most people listening wouldn't understand that. So why don't you give me an example or two of how that would work?
If you were the tasker, mm-hmm. you would write down a cue. So you might have a particular intent behind something. It might say like, the viewer will go to a particular location, and
I'm assuming it's not a physical location. It's like mentally or psychically or whatever, you go to the location. Is that what you mean, or you actually physically go to the location?
Well, it's about a physical location, but the viewer stays where they are. Mm-hmm. And the more precise the cue is written, the better. Mm-hmm. And it's associated with a target reference number, so a 6-digit or a tag, what we'd say.
And what does the number signify?
It's a random generated number or a number or a name created by the tasker that's associated with the intent.
Uh-huh. So let's say the intent is to find somebody who's disappeared. Can you give me an example of how the two of you would work together to do that?
Right. So you could write a tag that would just be like a series of numbers, and then you would say, viewer will go to the location and fill in the name of the missing person is located now. Mm-hmm. You could say focus on the events that happened prior to the missing person disappearing, mm-hmm. The conditions they're in at this moment, or you could even make it more focused on just where the missing person is now. Mm-hmm. And if it is a missing person, you could just give the viewer the TRN, the number. Mm-hmm. If the viewer is well versed in doing missing persons, they might even be able to view front loaded, which is what I do.
What does front loaded mean?
Front-loaded means that we are provided information beyond the target reference number. So We could be provided with the name of the missing person, the last seen location,
Last
the
seen
time.
location, yeah. Right.
Yeah. So
the time they disappeared?
time of disappearance, things like that.
Could it be like also what they look like, or that doesn't?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, a photo.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Some people can't view front-loaded, though. So they feel like it contaminates their viewing. So
Front-loaded means with these numbers?
Front-loaded means with the additional information.
Oh, I see.
Because you have to be able to understand this information, gather it in your mind, and dismiss it, put it to the side, and then go forth with your data collection.
You want to be open to other possibilities or something? I'm guessing.
Right. You have to be able to kind of get that information, yet not let it be the only thing that guides you, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, good. How about some particularly interesting crime case that you helped solve?
I can tell you about a cold case that we're working on still. She's been missing for, I think it's like 30 years.
Oh, wow.
I provided a transcript for the family, and the police department has it. They also had a criminologist work on it as well.
When you say you provided a transcript, what do you mean?
My data, my session.
Okay.
You know, I was able to provide a name, some physical descriptors of the perpetrator, and, you know, the physical condition of the missing person. Try to help the family find some closure and heal, and not keep their daughter in that victim mode, and kind of help her move on and help the family move on and find resolution.
Can you say what, is it police department that you're working with, or can you say who that is? Or
That's the Radnor Police Department that has the Radnor, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you work with people that are all over the country or all over the world or something? Or?
Yes, I work with people all over the world. Now, Radnor is not working with me. They just have my information. So they're not...
You're not directly you're working through an intermediary with them or something? Or
I have given my information to the family to hand over to them.
Oh, okay. In case you've just tuned in, you're listening to Talk of the Bay on KSQD, Community Radio for all of the Monterey Bay on 90.7, 89.7, and 89.5 FM. I'm Andrew Schoneberg. My guest today is Elisa Lagana, and we're talking about her psychic gifts and how she applies them in beneficial ways. How about another crime case that you have solved or you've helped solve?
Let's see.
Something juicy.
Juicy. Let's see. A juicy one. I've done so many of these all over the world. I've worked with lots of situations where I've worked for agency, I've worked with district attorneys and things like that, where I can't really disclose that information.
Well, you don't have to tell me exactly who it was, but but just you can describe it without using names.
I mean, I've had a situation where everyone was looking for this man in the Himalayas, and huge search party, and he really wasn't missing. He just took off. And when I explained that to the wife, she understood it, and she called off the search.
Oh, interesting. How about one more?
One more. So I did work on a case where there was a doctor that was missing locally. I was asked privately to find out what happened to this physician, and a team and I identified prior to the police locating him where he was, what happened to him, and the conditions that he was in.
How about a little bit more information about like how you went about it, or where he was, or something just to give it a little more oomph?
Yeah, so I knew right away that he was like in the trunk of a car, things like that.
Uh-huh.
And
Was he dead?
yes,
Yeah.
most of our missing persons are not alive. They're recovery.
You mean recovery of the body?
Recovery of the body.
Mm-hmm.
There were two missing teenagers in Florida where we were able to get them, and they were alive.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a rare case.
How about working in counterterrorism, such as prevention of mass shootings? Please tell us an interesting story or two about that.
Yes, that was very difficult to work on counterterrorism because at times I was the only person that knew something. And there was a lot of stress associated with that.
Can you be, can be specific without, I mean, don't say something you shouldn't say, but I mean, can you be a little specific about, this instance you're thinking about, what it involved or who was involved with it in general or whatever?
Just that my viewing helped stop something in our area.
Mm-hmm. Like
Yeah.
a shooting or bombing or something
Like along those areas, yes.
along those areas. Okay, well, that's.
I'm going to be a bad interview for you.
No, it's just interesting, But I am trying to sort of draw out,
Yeah.
a little bit more detail or whatever. Any others come to mind? Doesn't have to be in our area, but.
So I think the prevention of mass shootings is an interesting conversation because in that instance, as a team, we were trying to stop and focus on who were these potential teenagers or children that, and in my group, I was focused more on the kids. And who we could find in the schools that were going to potentially become a shooter. And we were able to stop some of that.
Mm-hmm. What happened to the kids?
They were taken for questioning and observation. I guess that's the best way of saying it.
Okay.
But in the meantime, there were other shootings. And so as somebody who was trying to stop this, I came to the realization that there was just too many out there that, we couldn't stop it. We couldn't stop them all.
But they weren't related to each other, were they? Or were they? Or...
No.
In other words, there's always, like, at any particular moment, there could be a number of potential shootings out there, and you can't always intervene with all of them? Is that what you're saying?
Right. Yeah. We're trying to focus on where, intuitively, where the next person is going to go, where the highest risk is, and try to focus. And then using viewing and psychic skills, you would sketch, what this person looks like, where they're at, what school they're at, things like that. And then try to find this individual.
Have you always had some of these abilities, or is it something that came up in your life at some point?
Yeah, so I always knew that I had psychic abilities, and since I was really young, I think I was like 5 years old, and I could feel energy around me, and I kind of knew it was never going to go away, and I just thought, well, I better learn how to understand it and the language of it, and so I spent most of my life trying to understand that and to understand what a yes is. And
when you say what a yes is, what do you mean?
Well, to understand what an intuitive yes means.
Okay. Yeah.
Because energy or universe or whatever we want to call is trying to give information to all of us all the time. And so I wanted to know what that yes meant and I would feel these like chills come upon me every once in a while. And so I wanted to know, is that a yes? Is that a no? Is that my body telling me to stay away? Or is that my body saying go ahead? And so I figured out that chill was a confirmation of yes.
Oh, really? Oh, I would have thought the opposite.
And so, I worked with students where they've kind of figured out what their yes was. And it wasn't always a chill. It was a tickle or a warmth felt within their body.
Oh,
And so it's really important to kind of figure out what your yes is. Over the course of my life, I've expanded on my intuitive skills. And later on in my 20s, I had like a near-death experience, which made me kind of expand even more. And then later on, I was trained in remote viewing.
In case you've just tuned in, you're listening to Talk of the Bay on KSQD, community radio for all of the Monterey Bay on 90.7, 89.7, and 89.5 FM. I'm Andrew Schoneberg. My guest today is Elisa Lagana, and we're talking about her psychic gifts and how she applies them in beneficial ways. How about another crime case that you have solved or you've helped solve?
I am what they would call a natural psychic, and I'm always on. So there's psychics that are not always on.
They can turn it off.
They can turn it off. So I'm always on, and for some people that can be exhausting. And so I had to really learn how to have my boundaries set really well, and to get trained in remote viewing for some people can help delineate like some structure in putting down the data. And so I wanted to do that to kind of expand my knowledge and expand my intuitive skills even more. But even though I was trained in this methodology, I still kind of do freestyle. So
you don't always use this
I don't use
modality.
it. Yeah. But not everybody is accepted to go freestyle. You have to function at a certain level in remote viewing to be able to do freestyle.
How does having psychic abilities affect your personal life? First of all, like, how is it a positive thing?
That's a really good question, actually.
Well, thank you.
I think that, it's a positive because being very empathic, you can kind of feel the other individual, and you can anticipate things. At least I hope it's a positive. I think it is. And
so give me an example or two, just very briefly, of how that's come up or how you've used it.
Well, I can sense when somebody is not feeling well, right? And I can tell whenever people around me just kind of need extra support, and lift them up and be there.
And what about, do you get like, you should avoid somebody, or, let's walk away from that person if possible, or do it?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. But the negatives of it is that it's really hard to lie to me. So
well,
it's really hard.
Is that a negative?
It's really hard
Maybe it's
to
a
lie
negative for somebody else
to
lie
me.
to you. Okay.
So yeah. So
yeah,
I say that up front to everybody. Like, it's probably better not to.
In my imagination, I would think that it would scare some people. Well, I had a little bit when I met you, or after, when I thought about it after I met you, that, whoa, she's going to know all about me or something, and just got to be okay with that, or I can't have any secrets kind of thing. Do you think that might sometimes push people away from you?
Yeah, I've had that come up a lot, even from like relatives. Like, I have people that say, gosh, she just knows that there's nothing that I can hide from her. And
is that so? I mean, do you get, like, everybody's secret?
I don't invade people's space. And whenever I do a reading or I do a session, I always preface it with, you need to grant me permission to view you.
Mm.
So
if you don't have their permission, then you don't perceive everything about them, or I don't know what. I mean, things that they would like you not to perceive? Or?
I mean, it sounds silly. I'm going to still see stuff
Uh-huh.
that is glaring towards me.
Uh-huh.
So, but I will not go deep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. You won't like it. Yeah. I like
There's
it.
going to be stuff all
you won't
around.
continue to think about it, or you won't. Yeah. You'll just.
I'll
yeah.
stay superficial. You know, if I look at someone and I see all these dark energies or things coming near them or their guides next to them, then I'll see it.
Mm-hmm.
But I won't dive deep.
Mm-hmm. And when you say they're guides, what are you referring to?
Well, their energy that is here to guide them, or their angels, or their loved ones from beyond. It could be a lot of different things that are their guides. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's a mixture of both.
Do you sense that we all have guides? I mean, because I personally am not in touch with any guides, so I can just ask for guidance and instantly get an answer, but it's not like an entity that, I'm in touch with or something.
Yes, we all have guides, whether we want them or not.
Oh, okay.
Hi
there. How's it
yes,
going?
that I can tell you.
Okay. All right.
With certainty that we are all guided in some way or another.
Okay, let's talk about predicting world events in advance. How about some examples when you successfully predicted events before it was likely how they were going to turn out?
Sure. So I'm a part of a associative remote viewing team. I'm one of 3 people. The other 2 are located in the United Kingdom. And we predicted like the winner of the World Cup several months in advance. So sporting events and things like that. And we also do like presidential elections. And so.
And does somebody hire you to pay you to do these predictions?
We work within our own group.
Why is it significant to know who's going to win the World Cup? Is it somebody betting on it and they're hiring you guys to tell
That's
them?
not for sale.
Yeah.
It's actually to see how far in advance something can be predicted. So we're just testing our own.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
skills.
Yeah. So would you, if somebody wanted to hire you or your team to
right. It
do
can,
that,
it can
would
be.
they? Yeah.
For the World Cup, it was bets were placed on that. But yeah, it can be something that can be hired to do.
How do you work with private clients to assist in healing?
It depends on the individual, but some people come to me and they just want me to do my remote viewing on them. When I do a remote viewing session, they understand that messages will come from other side, and if they're okay with that, then they allow me to do that. And whenever I do that kind of work, naturally, if their energy is off balance or if they need any corrections, I do that during my session. So I will go where energy wants me to go. I'll scan them from top to bottom. I'll write out a written session for them and give them exercises, and I create an audio for them, and then they can talk to me afterwards and ask any questions. I kind of just go to the individual and repair them.
Sounds very worthwhile.
It's interesting work.
Yeah.
And so I have clients that come to me with specific needs. And once I do the scanning, I'll then go and answer their questions. And then I have reoccurring clients that they don't even ask me anything anymore. They just say,
Work on me.
Do whatever energy wants me, through you to do. Yeah.
Do you charge for this this kind of work?
Yes, I do.
How about some examples of especially beneficial results your clients have gotten, with that kind of work?
An overall feeling of less burden in their life, because sometimes the energy can get very heavy and very sticky to them. And when your boundaries are not lined up correctly, people who can come in and out of your space that shouldn't. And so learning how to detox from your everyday interactions and learning how to let go of things that don't belong to you. So
what would be an example
carrying
of
a
something?
burden of somebody else. So a client taking on tasks that don't really belong to them. So learning and understanding that she's doing too much.
The individual that you're working with, if you're doing too
too
much because their friend or their relative has an issue or has a need, and they're taking on more.
They're taking on more than right.
Interesting.
And I would give them guidelines on, these are the tasks that absolutely need to be done, and delineating that for them, and then helping them stay organized with what is important to do right now and what can wait and what needs to be at the forefront of their attention right now.
Anything else you'd like to share with our audience?
Remote viewing and remote healing is a wonderful service, and I think that it can benefit a lot of people. I would love to talk to anybody that would be interested in hearing more about it.
And that segues into my next question, which is if people want to contact you, how do they do that?
They can go to Elisa Lagana Consulting at Gmail. Send an email, and we can have a chat and see if it fits the connection.
So that's why don't you spell it?
Elisa, Elisa, Lagana, that's Lagana, consulting at gmail.com.
Great. You've been listening to KSQD Santa Cruz, KSQT Prunedale, K-Squid, community radio for all of the Monterey Bay. I'm Andrew Schoneberg, and this has been Talk of the Bay.